On this glorious day, we welcome those members of the graduating class, their family and friends, and those who are so much a part of the Academy's community. Trustees, alumni, friends, neighbors. As has been the custom in years past, would you now join me in the school prayer, rising to do so? The Academy prayer may be found in your commencement program, and upon completion of the Academy's prayer, we will sing together our first hymn, O God our help in ages past. And now the prayer, and do please join me. O God, by whose manifold grace all things work together for good to them that love thee, establish, we pray thee, the thing that thou hast wrought in us, and make this school as a field that the Lord hath blessed, that whatsoever things are true, pure, lovely, and of good report may here forever flourish and abound. Preserve in it an unblemished name, enlarge it with a wider usefulness, and exalt it in the love and reverence of all its members as an instrument of thy glory. Amen. Please be seated. Tom Jackson will speak on behalf of the graduating class. Tom, of course, is known for his intellectual prowess, his humor, his friendship. It has been my pleasure to watch Tom grow and develop during his years at Reserve. He departs for Princeton next year, and we know full well that he will certainly succeed. Tom.
Wow, thanks. After that wonderful introduction and your applause, I suppose the smart thing to do would be to quit while I'm ahead, to stop the speech right here before I stick my foot in my mouth somehow and fail to meet these expectations you have that are so high. Fortunately, I'm not smart enough to do that. One of Reserve's strengths is teaching people not to quit, to stick with things until you get results, be they academic or athletic. So yes, you'll have to listen to my speech. Graduation speeches all deal with the future in some way. While I was in the process of writing this, it gradually came to me that because I, myself, am graduating right now, I can't exactly stand up here and pretend to be an authority on what lies ahead of us. Really realizing that I couldn't be expected to write a good graduation speech made my job easier because it let me free my mind for other topics. You know, it's not easy to leave this place, to trade the friends we've made and the life we've grown accustomed to for a shifting and uncertain future. It seems as if we arrived here only yesterday and are leaving as things are just getting comfortable. We leave the safety and security of Reserve to make a leap closer to the real world at large. And as anyone who's read a newspaper recently can attest, it's quite an uncertain world out there, with the United States now involved in military conflict abroad, while it deals with many conflicts of an entirely different sort at home. In spite of these uncertain times, I take the position that no matter how intimidating the world today may seem, we who have spent our time at Reserve will be the best prepared among our fears to face whatever may come. We've had the benefit of an unwavering support of some of the best teachers and faculty in the country in a wonderful environment for learning. If I could be so bold as to leave you all with just one piece of advice, it would be to carry the spirit of Western Reserve Academy with you when you leave. That unique brand of spunky enthusiasm for life you find in so many people on this campus. This is Reserve's essence and its strongest suit. Not its endowments or its physical plants, but the forces that bring students and faculty together into a whole that is much larger than the sum of its parts. Take this memory of Reserve with you, and may you always strive for the best and never become complacent with the ordinary. A second piece of advice I'd like to give is not to make a speech longer than it needs to be, especially when your audience is prey both to this Ohio sun and to swarms of marauding cicadas. I speak on behalf of my entire class when I say that our time at Western Reserve, whether long or brief, has been nothing short of phenomenal. I'd also like to offer another round of thanks to the many, many people on the faculty and staff who've worked hard to make the Western Reserve as we knew it and continue to know it possible. You may think that our class boasts extraordinary talent and accomplishment, even by Reserve standards, but you still haven't seen anything yet. We are the Western Reserve Academy class of 1999, and the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. We are pleased to honor today various members of the Academy's student body, and they will be recognized for their singular achievement. Assisting in the presentation of awards will be Mr. John Hale, Director of Studies, Ms. Marie Fiedler, Chapter President of the Cum Laude Society.
It is my pleasant duty to be able to share with you a few of the many accomplishments of the class of 1999. Specifically, I'd like to read for you the names and the titles of the senior seminar papers of those 5 seniors who earned 7s on their senior sem papers. This is a remarkable achievement. The senior seminar program is required of all seniors, and they must undertake a significant piece of independent research during the winter term. These are students whose papers have been simply outstanding and they will be bound and placed in the school library for part of the permanent record of the senior seminar program. The first 7 on the Senior Sem project goes to, or was achieved by Erin Dickinson, whose paper was on Thomas Jefferson's attack on the federal judiciary. The second was Masaki Hirakawa, whose topic was, and yes, please rise, thank you, whose topic was the Meiji Disappointment, an examination of late 18th century Japanese governmental reform. The third was Tom Jackson. This is a tough one, I'll try to get through it. The solar neutrino problem and its implications for the future of physics. The fourth was Lindsay Powell, whose topic was the process of personality development in infancy and early childhood. And finally, our English-speaking Union exchange student, Ben Spires, whose topic was Flights of Fancy, the historiographics of Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude. Congratulations to you all. My second pleasant task is to award the book prizes for the senior class. These prizes go to the top 2 students based on their overall academic achievement here at Reserve. The competition was very stiff, but I'd like to award first place to Thomas Jackson. And just behind Tom was Ajay Dambal. I'll now turn the microphone over to Ms. Marie Fiedler, the president of the Cum Laude Society chapter at Western Reserve Academy.
Election to the Cum Laude Society represents the highest academic distinction that this school can grant its students. The society was founded to provide at the high school level a means of encouraging and recognizing scholarship. Its motto consists of 3 words: arete, dike, and time. These words can be literally translated as excellence, justice, and honor. They were chosen to convey the idea that the members of the society are concerned with more than the mere desire to achieve the highest grades possible, that they also have demonstrated a serious interest for the subjects they are studying and a real curiosity about all areas of learning. According to the Constitution of the Society, a chapter is permitted to elect not more than 20% of the senior class. 10% can be elected during the course of the senior year, and the remaining 10% at commencement. It has been our custom to name a certain proportion of that 10% at the fall term award ceremony and at the end of the winter term. Would the present members of the society please come forward and join me for the induction ceremony? They are Leslie Antuaco, Vince Chung, Chuck Coleman, Ajay Dambal, David Hale, Masaki Hirakawa, Fazl Khan, Sanjay Mavankur, Tom Jackson, Sue Ann Patton, Sujin Trivedi, and Ryan Wirtz. Yesterday, the members of the society met to select those who are to be inducted today. I will now announce the newly elected members one by one. As I read your name, please stand, and a faculty member will lead you from your seat to the podium. Jasmine Bailey. Shannon Bevan. Winnie Murray. Lindsay Powell. Rosby Razak. Rachel Rubin. Ben Spires. Before presenting you with your pins and certificates, I am required by the laws of the Society to read to you the following charge. The distinguished record you have made at school has won for you membership in the Cum Laude Society. This society is a fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize excellence in academic work. As you pursue your education, it is our hope that you will accept the honor of membership in this society as a responsibility to make some contribution to man's ongoing search for greater understanding of himself and of society. In testimony of your admission to the Cum Laude Society, by the authority of the Society duly granted, I now present you with these pins and certificates. I'll do the certificates, you do the pins. Thank you. Thank you all.
Congratulations to you all. Those in the graduating class will agree that Reserve's faculty has played a major role in their young lives. Influencing our students in no small way, the faculty at Reserve is dedicated on all fronts: academic, artistic, athletic. residential, social. We now turn to awards specifically focused toward faculty masters at reserve. The J. Ward and Marion Keener Prize. The Keener Prize is given in honor of two individuals who were very much a part of this school during their lives. It is awarded to that member of the faculty who has served at least 1 year, but not more than 3 years, and recognizes that master's excellence in teaching and commitment to the quality of life and overall learning at this historic school. I'm pleased to announce that there are 2 recipients of the Keener Prize for 1999. The J. Ward and Marion Keener Prize goes to, and would they please come forward, Dana B. Cunningham, Christina Parada Woolley. The Bob Weiss Award is presented to a faculty master at reserve whose dedication, academic integrity, and support of student interest in the arts, athletics, and what might be called real life carries on the tradition established by Bob Weiss, a faculty member in mathematics, a superb coach, a music enthusiast, a bridge whiz, and most of all, a loyal companion. The award is inscribed with the name of the recipient. This recipient holds this handsome pewter bowl for 1 year. The faculty member's name is placed on the Weiss Award plaque, which permanently hangs in Seymour Hall. This honor is given following a vote of the entire senior class. The 1999 Bob Weiss Award winner is John H. Hale. The awards presented hereafter have been a major part of this formal and singular ceremony for decades. Know that they are named for individuals who knew the meaning of sacrifice and dedication and duty. These people made good on their promise to serve Western Reserve Academy with the very fiber of their being, and in doing so, served generations of students. The Joel B. Hayden Award. This award is presented to the best all-around student in the junior class, considering scholarship, leadership, and student activities. I would ask that the advisors come forward on these awards. The advisor, Ms. Sarah Leota, this year's recipient of the Joel B. Hayden Award, Jennifer M. DePiro. The John W. Hollowell Award is presented to a member of the graduating class who, in the opinion of his or her own classmates, as well as the faculty, contributed greatly to the intellectual or cultural life of the school by his or her creative ability in one or more fields of interest, especially in art and music and writing, but possibly in the fields of science and history as well. The Hollowell Award recognizes creativity and talent and the development thereof. The advisor, Mrs. Elizabeth Wirtz, this year's recipient, Hak-Soo Kim. The Harlan N. Wood Award. The Wood Prize is awarded to a senior whose work and accomplishments have been distinguished by exceptional effort and whose example has been significant as a value to the academic morale of this academy. The advisor, Mr. Lewis Turner, the 1999 recipient, Thomas S. Jackson. The Robinson Prize is offered in the memory of the late R.H.M. Robinson, alumnus and long-standing member of the Board of Trustees. The Robinson Prize is awarded to that member of the senior class who, in his or her career at the Academy, has made the greatest progress in moral, mental, and physical development. The advisor, Mr. James Frazier, the Robinson Prize winner, J.C. Reindell.
I get the check, right?
The Bicknell Prize. Each year at commencement, this prize is presented to that senior who has exerted the greatest influence on promoting good manners and morals, school spirit, honesty in the classroom, and leadership on this campus. The award is given in honor of the late Warren Bicknell, loyal and long-standing trustee of this school. We have a tie for this award this year. The advisors, Mr. Patrick Smith, Ms. Sherry Callista, the recipients of this distinguished award, Vincent E. Chong, David Y. Hale. Today's graduation speaker, Dr. Donald W. McNamara, an associate and colleague in independent education for a number of years. He currently serves as the president of Guilford College in Greensboro, North Carolina. Further, he's the 7th president of that nationally ranked liberal arts college. Under his leadership, the college has adopted a new curriculum, constructed a major science center, introduced an information technology system linking all areas of campus, increased application for admission, and embarked on a recent capital campaign. Guilford College has affirmed its Quaker heritage in basing its educational platform on the following: respect for the individual, the centrality of community, the use of silence, the importance of work which benefits society in tangible ways, and governments by consensus. From 1981 to 1994, President McNamara served as the headmaster at Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts. It was there that he expanded international opportunities for study and service, raised significant funds for scholarships, and increased the diversity of students and faculty at the school. Prior to his days there, he served as the Associate Dean for Social Sciences at Dartmouth and taught both government and international relations. His roots are in Ohio, as he grew up the son of Robert and Catherine Hunt McNamara in Wilmington, Ohio. He graduated from Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana, where he was elected to the Phi Beta Kappa Society. His graduate work was at Princeton, where he was awarded a Woodrow Wilson Fellowship and a Danforth Fellowship, and where he completed his PhD in politics in 1971. He has served on the advisory committee for the Quaker United Nations office and has been active in the Friends Association for Higher Education. In 1996, he was part of a delegation which, organized by the American Friends Service, traveled to North Korea and successfully established an exchange of scholars. Dr. McNamara is married to Britta Sheen McNamara, who heads a literacy program for teen parents. They have 2 daughters. Heather assists refugees in finding jobs with the Jewish Vocational Services in Boston. And Galen is a junior at Earlham College. And thus I give you a gentleman of distinguished record indeed, purposeful educational endeavors, and a concern for the world at large. President Donald W. McNamara of Guilford College.
As an educator, I'm pleased and proud to join you today as you celebrate your accomplishments as the class of 1999 and as you dedicate yourself to your future goals and your future careers. I've given many speeches in my lifetime, but this is the first with a cicada accompaniment, and I hope we accomplish this well. When I knew I was going to speak to you today, I thought back to my high school graduation from a public high school in southern Ohio, and I thought of what the speaker had said that day. I can't remember a thing he said that day. I don't know, I assume we had a speaker, but I don't remember him or her. I do remember it rained on my graduation, and I hope that you remember that you've graduated in glorious sunshine. Given the fact that I realize that you remember the sunshine, the beloved faculty, and your great friends, and you forget the graduation speech, I wanted to limit my talk today to a couple of pieces of advice. The first comes directly from Dr. Seuss. He said once, "Grow up if you have to, but never grow old." And today is one more step in your growing up. It's a rite of passage, it's a marking of your accomplishment, it's a step toward your future. You are growing up. You'll go on to college, choose a major, you'll choose a career, you'll have children, people will expect you to act like parents, you continually grow up. But you don't have to ever grow old. How do I define growing old? I define it as giving up on your dreams. That at some point in your life, people begin to cut back on what they expect of themselves, the dreams that they choose. Now, obviously, if your dream is to be President or Secretary General of the UN, and you reach 75 and it hasn't happened, you have to adjust that dream, but you never have to give up on your dreams. Here at Reserve, you've had wonderful support from faculty and staff in developing those dreams for your future. They've helped you set high expectations, high standards, and today's ceremony recognizes that you've met those high expectations. You've accomplished what they chose as your goals academically and personally. And it's important that you go on trying to live up to those standards for the rest of your life. I always remembered the comments in his autobiography by Howard Thurman, who was a black minister who worked in this country to integrate churches and integrate our society. And he described being a student in the early 1900s at Morehouse, a historically black college in Atlanta, Georgia. And what he said was that the professors always called us gentlemen. And he said that was a time in our society when society called black men boys or nigger, and he said the fact that they treated us as gentlemen, expected us to be gentlemen, and called us gentlemen, placed a crown above our heads that we spent the rest of our life trying to live up to. And I hope that you, whether you're dealing with race in our society, which is a difficult topic, dealing with academic standards or personal goals, will always try to live up to the standards that Reserve and the faculty and staff here have helped you develop. A second part of dreams is to use them as a guide to where you're going. In the movie Forrest Gump, there were little gems of wisdom sprinkled throughout. And at one point, Forrest Gump said, "If you don't know where you're going, you probably won't get there." And that's important. You need to know where you're going. Your dreams help define that, and you need to pursue them and move in those directions. Will you be successful? You can't be sure now, but you know that you can pursue those dreams and move in that direction. Henry David Thoreau, when he wrote about his year at Walden Pond, and I always wondered why you'd want to go off alone for a year to Walden Pond, but when he wrote the essay, he described various things, and one of the quotes that I've always remembered was about pursuing your dreams, pursuing your goals. He said, "If one advances confidently in the direction of his or her dreams and endeavors to live the life which has been imagined, he or she will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." Those dreams are important. Never give up on them, because when you do start giving up your dreams, you do grow old. And Dr. Seuss said, "You may have to grow up, but you never have to grow old." My second piece of advice is build community wherever you go. Our society faces a special problem now in that we've put so much emphasis on individualism that our sense of community, of connectedness, of involvement is deteriorating. A Harvard scholar, Robert Putnam, set out to study our society and how we're connected. And he used in his article the image of bowling to explain what's happening today. And he described it as bowling alone. When I grew up, there were lots of bowling leagues, churches that competed each week, schools, colleges, lots of bowling leagues. Today, bowling is more popular than ever. 10% more people are bowling now than 20 years ago. But the leagues are declining. 20% fewer bowl in a league. And Putnam uses this to illustrate that we as a society are doing less and less together in our religious communities, in our political communities. We're doing more and more alone. And the reason that that's a problem is that our society, our democracy, is based on the associations and the involvement with each other. In the early 1800s, Alex de Tocqueville, a French social philosopher, came to study America. And his question was, why is democracy, the new form of government, working in America and it isn't catching on in Europe? And his conclusion was that Americans were forming voluntary associations and coming together to support one another outside of the government and outside of other associations. And he decided that this was key to the success of our democracy. You've been fortunate here at Reserve to live in a community that values community, that comes together in school meetings, that dines together, that works together, that places a value on civility, your personal behavior, your respect for one another, your support for one another. Not all young people experience that sense of community. You've had that opportunity, and it's important that you carry it into your future and help create communities wherever you go. At Guilford College, my college, founded by the Quakers, there's an emphasis on respecting each individual and that each person is a part of the community. We respect individuals, we value community, and we emphasize service. And that grows from the Quaker sense that each person is divine and needs to be respected. Civility is another dimension of that. The Bible statement, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." You must balance the individual rights against the individual's responsibilities to contribute to that community. And when I say community, I think of community at all levels. Your local community, your church, your family, your local activities. But you're also part of a global community, connected to others from very different cultures and very different backgrounds. And it's important that you're prepared to serve that community as well. I think of my own life, where I graduated from high school 40 years ago, and I thought about what I knew then. I knew I wanted to help people, I wanted to learn about the world, and I wanted to make a contribution as a teacher, a journalist, or a public servant. It wasn't too specific, but I had a lot of hope and a lot of dreams about what I wanted to do. 10 years ago this week, I was in Tiananmen Square with the Chinese students and scholars that were protesting the Chinese government. I was with a professor from Harbin Institute, where my school had an exchange, and we were talking to people there who wanted democracy to come faster to China. We know what happened in Tiananmen Square. On Saturday night, June 3rd, the tanks came, and that community in that square was destroyed. However, those ideas and ideals, the striving after community, has continued in China, the search for democracy, and those young people who came together in that square have continued to move that forward in other ways and other means. When I graduated from high school, I was hoping to get to Washington or New York. I never thought I'd get to Moscow and Tiananmen Square. You don't know where your career and your paths will take you. Today, you've prepared for that future. You have a commitment to dreams and to the future, and it's important that you pursue them. Let me close by saying, grow up if you have to, but never grow old. Pursue your dreams. Build community wherever you go, locally and internationally. Our democracy depends upon it. Act in your own life with civility, seek to connect with others, and forge communities everywhere. I close with advice from George Fox, who was the founder of the Quakers. In 1650s, he said to us, "Be patterns, be examples in all countries, places, islands, nations, wherever you go, that your carriage and your life may preach among all sorts of people and to them. Then you will come to walk cheerfully over the world, answering that of God in everyone. Pursue your dreams, build community, and walk cheerfully over the world."
Thank you, Mr. President, for your words, for both our dreamers and our doers. Mr. H. Arthur Bellows, Jr., President of our Board of Trustees, assisted by Faculty Master Mr. Hal Donnelly and Director of Studies Mr. John Hale, will now present the diplomas as well as the alumni tie or pendant to the graduating class. Before the presentation of diplomas begins, as has been our custom, those alumni and faculty masters at the Academy who have children in the graduating class. We would ask that you present their diplomas to them along with our board president. Therefore, if you are an alumnus, it would be appreciated if you would step forward at the appropriate time to formally offer a diploma to your son or daughter. And now for the presentation of diplomas. Tariq Ahmad Rashid Al-Zubi, Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. Leslie Ann Antuaco, Canfield, Ohio. Jasmine Jamie Bailey, Basking Ridge, New Jersey. Father Wilbur S. Bailey, IV, class of '76. Elizabeth Ashman Baird, Akron, Ohio. Carol Sujin Bang, Canton, Ohio. Shannon Elizabeth Bevan, Peninsula, Ohio. Amina Nicole Bennett, Chicago, Ohio. Michael John Bennett, Atwater, Ohio. Austin Steen Bentley, Canton, Ohio. Vincent Edward Chong, Canton, Ohio. Isadora Camille Betancourt, North Canton, Ohio. Brooke Rochelle Bourne, Hudson, Ohio. Jai Jeff Chang, Taipei, Taiwan. Charles Edward Coleman, Zanesville, Ohio. Ajay Krishnamurthy Dambal, Abqaiq, Saudi Arabia. Jennifer Michelle Davidov, Talmadge, Ohio. Paul Blaine Davis, Hudson, Ohio. Nathan Bernard DeShong, Oil City, Pennsylvania. Nathan, is your dad here? Yes. Presented by Dr. Robert L. DeShong, class of '66. Aaron Lee Dickinson, Stowe, Ohio. Kathleen Arva Drain, Chagrin Falls, Ohio. Gannon Hartman Enck, Reading, Pennsylvania. Lindsay Ann Erbaugh, Hudson, Ohio. Vanessa Tycho Estonina, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Graham Charles Flagg, Hudson, Ohio. Claire Ellen Fleming, Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. Kathleen Mamoy Garland, Akron, Ohio. Erica Christina Gill, Ashland, Ohio. Hallie Blair Gottschall, Akron, Ohio. Brandon Ross Grenwis, Hudson, Ohio. Frank Andrew Guglielmi, Findlay, Ohio. David Young Hale, Hudson, Ohio. Amy Elizabeth Haller, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Megan Dietz Harris, Aurora, Ohio. Marcus Richard Hartshorn, Rahway, New Jersey. Hamida Awad Hasuna, Abqaiq, Saudi Arabia. Masaki Hirakawa, Hudson, Ohio. Marco Cardin Titus Holt, Mansfield, Ohio. Patrick David Hoops, Rocky River, Ohio. Kip Allen Hopewell Sutton, Wellington, Ohio. Maeve Kathleen Hopkins, Silver Lake, Ohio. Christine Shue, Warren, Ohio. Anthony Russ Hudson, Aurora, Ohio. And just a moment of silence for Thomas Holzart, class of 1999. Thank you. Thomas Sundal Jackson, Louisville, Ohio. Leah Alexander Jacobson, Versailles, Kentucky. Marielle Venita Jacobsons, Aurora, Ohio. Yolanda Maria Jennings, Cleveland, Ohio. Andrew David Johnson, Navarre, Ohio. Emily Louise Johnson, Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia. Ji-Yun Kang, Seoul, Korea. Kevin